Okay, third response to fringe elements on taking defense seriously. Hopefully I can explain myself a little better this time, and I think we can make some progress. You mentioned that statist opposition to solutions from the market anarchists is justified. You seem to imply that if voluntary methods aren't satisfactory enough, we need to find another way to convince them. This is a pragmatist or utilitarianist line of thinking, though. The challenge is to retain the purist position in as practical manner as possible. The reason I believe your solution violates the NAP is because it lawfully requires legal entities not to serve as free riders. It also denies the natural right to recourse, which derives from the natural right to peaceful self-ownership, to the free riders in a statist or interventionist or involuntary manner. Principally, it's an arbitrary business regulation. Generally, it's against the spirit of voluntarism and self-responsibility. You can't breach the rules of anarchism to satisfy the opposition. Your principles must stay consistent. You cannot, via the law, deny a person's right to recourse for one issue of the common good, like common defense, and not another, like public health care. You didn't really address this point in your last response. In market anarchism, you're constrained to voluntary principles. Of course, the people can voluntarily petition and pressure the legal entities not to service the free riders, and if said legal entity refuses to listen, it would lose majoritarian consent and be blacklisted anyways. So there is your solution de facto, voluntarily. One other interesting way of doing this would be to petition banks to work together with other businesses. The businesses would request that the banks automatically deny debit or credit transactions from free riders via connecting to this public registry I've been discussing. Businesses that agree to this would have some kind of no free riders sticker or whatever to show the public they're on board. This takes a lot of the hassle out of ostracism. Again, these are just some possibilities, but the principle should be clear. If voluntary methods such as ostracism won't work, as you said, then there is no intersubjective consensus that free riders should be punished. If this is the case, then there is no need to insert your solution into the common law in the first place, since the people don't actually care about punishing free riders. Our first line of defense in this argument should always be to remind the opposition of all the other ways the magnitude of their problem is minimized. So things like there's no tax or power structure, so there's a greatly lessened incentive to invade. Since there would be no legitimized monopoly on protection in a given area, which would give the people a false sense of security, as well as no weapons restrictions, more people would probably feel incentivized to own firearms, and an invading force would have no idea as to the kinds of weapons they might come up against from door to door. Then you have, if the cost of defense is worth it to you, then the free rider problem is moot, and I think this is what the other people were saying by the free rider problem isn't really a problem, which I do agree that it is a problem that we need to have some solution to. You tell them, you go through the moral issues of statism with the gun to the head, things like that. So, yeah, I think, before we get into the nitty-gritty of how to address the free rider problem, we need to expose the statist problem and then discuss reasons why stateless societies wouldn't be prone to the same kind of problems as statist societies. Then we can delve into the nitty-gritty and the details for how we solve the free rider problem. So that's just my thoughts on it. Hopefully that's a little better explanation. I'm sure you could tell I was reading my notes there. But anyways, let me know what you think.